15 hauntingly beautiful mausoleums around the world. Most people understand what a casket is, but fewer know as much about mausoleums. That's understandable since mausoleum isn't a word that comes up in conversations all that often. A mausoleum is best defined as a burial place for multiple people, much like a tomb. Often, mausoleums are small structures, but others are quite grand. No matter the scale, there's an undeniable beauty about these lovingly constructed monuments. Here we'll take a look at some of the most hauntingly beautiful mausoleums from around the world. Who knew death could be so beautiful? Number 1, Westminster Abbey. The abbey wasn't built as a mausoleum, but during his reign, Henry III had the abbey rebuilt to house the relics of St. Edward the Confessor. Throughout the following years, monarchs, royals, and notable national figures, including Charles Darwin and Isaac Newton, were buried in Westminster Abbey. Number 2, Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is one of the most famous mausoleums in the world and one of the greatest examples of Mughal architecture. It was commissioned by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in 1632 in memory of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died while giving birth to their 14th child. Today, it is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Number 3, Mausoleum of Habib Bourguiba. Habib Bourguiba was the first president of the Republic of Tunisia. His mausoleum is located in Monastir, a coastal city in Tunisia. And even if you're not a Habib Bourguiba stan, the building itself is worth visiting. Between the two golden domes and beautiful tile work, there is a lot of Middle Eastern influence to take in here. Number 4, Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is more funerary art than a mausoleum. Historians estimate that the sculptures date back to 210 BCE. The army of more than 8,000 terracotta soldiers was buried with the first emperor of China to protect him in the afterlife. Number 5, Lenins Mausoleum. Vladimir Lenin's embalmed body has been on public display since shortly after his death in 1924. So many people came to mourn that he was moved to a larger tomb soon after, and by 1929, the mausoleum was built. Today, Lenin's Mausoleum is still a popular tourist attraction. Number 6, Shahi Zinda. The complex, made up of many buildings and mausoleums, was built over the course of 9 centuries. Shahi Zinda means the living king. It was named after the cousin of Muhammad who, according to legend, was buried there. Number 7, Castel Santangelo. This is only one of the many beautiful details of Castel Santangelo, also known as the Mausoleum of Hadrian. It was built around 139 AD and originally housed many Roman emperors. These days, the building functions as a museum with several stunning sculptures on exhibit. Number 8, Tomb of Jahangir. Jahangir was the ruler of the Mughal Empire from 1605 until he died in 1627. Like many grand structures, it suffered abuse and looting through the years but was partially restored by the British government in the late 1800s. The grounds not only contain the mausoleum and its intricate architectural details but also numerous lush and large gardens. Number 9, Darnley Mausoleum. The Darnley Mausoleum was never used. It was originally built for the 3rd Earl of Darnley, John Bly, and his family in 1783. While the site began to deteriorate in the 20th century, recent efforts to revitalize the mausoleum have been taking place, and it's currently open to the public for visits. Number 10, Guri Amir Mausoleum. Guri Amir is important in the history of Turkic Persian architecture and influenced the design of other mausoleums, like the Taj Mahal. It was originally built by the conqueror Tamerlane, also known as Timur, for his grandson and houses the tombs of Timur, his sons, and his grandsons. Number 11, Hollywood Forever. This mausoleum is only one small part of the cemetery known for housing some of the entertainment's best. Founded in 1899, it's also one of the oldest cemeteries in Los Angeles. Here, you can find the resting places of some of the industry's most classic figures like Cecil B. DeMille, Judy Garland, and Fay Wray. Number 12, Mausoleum of Costanza. The Mausoleum of Costanza was built in the 4th century for Costanza, also known as Constantina, the daughter of Constantine the Great. While the building still stands, the sarcophagus inside was transferred to the Vatican Museum in Vatican City. Number 13, Kalmori Mausoleum. Although it's smaller than many mausoleums on this list, it has a lively past. It was built by Francis Needham, 2nd Earl of Kalmori, for his mistress, Priscilla Hoste. When she died at the young age of 31, the Earl was 67 years old. Needham commissioned this structure as a monument. After she was interred, the Earl moved twice, each time having the monument dismantled and brought along. During the years between her death and his, the story goes that he would dress in all white, then go lie in his coffin to be near her. When he died in 1880, at the age of 92, he was buried next to Priscilla. Number 14 Chadwick Mausoleum. Small, but elaborate, this mausoleum was designed for Joseph Chadwick, a prominent businessman, by William Gibbons Preston. It remains as one of the most elaborate tombs at Forest Hills Cemetery in Boston. Number 15 Mausoleum at Halikarnassus, Bodrum, Turkey. Also known as the Tomb of Mausoleums, this tomb is the original mausoleum. Although it was destroyed and now lies in ruin, at one time it was so grand and ornate that it is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world.